Before I answer the question, what's the one thing that I mention to every single client that we work on right away, no matter what their condition is? Well, let me ask you a question first. Are you going backwards in your life? Does it feel like life is off way like miles ahead and it's getting further and further ahead? You're getting further and further away from your dreams. You know, you're going more into debt, you're going more into stress, your relationships are getting worse, you know, your job, you're more and more unhappy in it. You're going backwards, basically. Or are you stuck? Are you just in the middle ground where nothing is really moving forward, nothing is really getting worse, you're just bored, it's not happening? Maybe that's where you are. Or are you slightly on the other end of the scale where, yeah, you're moving forward, maybe you've got the money thing handled, or maybe you've got the relationship thing handled, and it's okay, but it's not good enough? Because good is the enemy of great. And what I want for every person that's listening to this is I want great from you. I want great in your life because you can have it. But here's the piece, and I'll get to this in a minute, so I'm teasing a little bit, okay? Is if you could shift that, if you could go from moving backwards to being stuck to moving forward, but only at a faster pace where you set the pace, is that a product you'd be interested in? So just sit with that one for a second. So the answer to this question, and here it comes. Are you ready for this? You got your seatbelt tackled? Are you on? Well, it's real simple. For starters, we're complex beings. And to be honest, and I explain this to almost every single person, if not every person, first session, second, third, somewhere in there, is that we are complex beings. If the solution to your problem was simple, you would have figured it out by now. We're complex beings, meaning we have complex solutions. Now, I can give you a simple answer to what's happening, to where you are, but 99.99 or 1,000%, it's going to be wrong because there are no simple answers to complex problems, only wrong answers. That's the first thing I say, to put this whole piece in context. As to be honest with you, pretty much everybody I work with, we're in this instant gratification culture. We want it and we want it now. We want the magic bullet, we want the magic phrase, we buy a book, we read half the book, a quarter of the book, a third of the book, and we think we should have everything tackled, and maybe we do up here. But it's about getting it tackled in here where you become it. You become the peacefulness, you become the passion, you become the fulfillment. And that's what I want from you. And you're living your purpose full on because I believe everybody can do it. Now, as I mentioned, there's no magic bullet, and we are very complex beings. Now, here's the next piece that I tell everybody. So there's actually two things in the first session for the most part. Is I'll walk them through a series of questions, and I'll find out where they are. And this is what you're going to get. For basically a quarter of the cost of one session, you're going to get about a dozen sessions to half a dozen sessions of value from this one 50-minute video. You heard it right. I'm giving this away because I want to help the world. And in that, because when I'm more fulfilled, when I get to give, it comes back to me and I feel better. That's part of the giving-receiving cycle. So a little secret in there. So the big piece is there's three main areas that I work with people in. One is constriction. In other words, something that is pulling you backwards, that has got a hold on you. There's 5 areas in that we'll go into. The first main area is simply understanding the process. How does this work? How do you improve yourself? How do you move forward? What does it look like to go from A to B to C, and what needs to happen in there to have that happen? That's the first one out of the 5. So the second main area is neutral. What is keeping you stuck? In other words, your life's not working, you're not getting ahead, you're trying, you keep banging up against the same walls, but you're not getting there because we're complex beings with complex problems. If it was simple, you would have figured it out. So the 5 neutrals is that next piece. The third one that I'm going to be giving you, so there's 15 areas here in total, is the 5 expanders. 5 things that I've worked with, all 15 of them, but the 5 here that will move you forward at light speed where you can set your own pace. And all of these things are what you will be doing or working with on an ongoing basis. So in the video, I'm going to work with you so that you can pick out what area out of all 15, or numbers of them, or all of them, or just one, that you need to work with. Then you tackle the first one, then you go to the next one, and you go to the next one. So it gives you the roadmap. Because in all honesty, if you don't know where you're going and you don't know how to get there, how are you going to get there? So if this sounds good for you, it's a full money back guarantee. If you've got any questions, email me at info@patrickherkus.com. I'll get back to you. And click below. It's $29. It is a quarter of the cost of one session, as I mentioned. If this feels right for you, if you think you can save 1 minute of your day, 1 minute of your life, it's going to be worth it. Click below, and I look forward to seeing you on the other side and helping you get from being stuck, going backwards, to moving forward in your life and making a difference in the world.